Cybernation Uncensored.
Good evening, explorers. Welcome to Cybernation Uncensored and the continuing voyages of the USS Parallax in Flight Beyond the Veil, a Star Trek Adventures campaign. I am your humble game mistress, Winter, and I will be the star guide as we continue on this trip through the galactic core. You can find me on most social media platforms at gmistresswinter and my personal stream channel, Mistress Winter's Court, on Monday nights. Now, let's reacquaint ourselves with this very fine crew, starting with, we're going to go a little out of order this time. I always start with Juicy, but we're going to start with Twisting this time.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Twisting Curses on Discord, only on Discord. And I am playing Dr. Varilik Madmika, who is a liberated Borg, originally Teray, and I am here aboard the USS Parallax with this great crew, and I'm happy to be here.
Wonderful. And we're happy to have you. And Anita.
Hello, everybody. I'm Anita, otherwise known as Panita or Critical Misses on any social media you want to find me on. I'm a ttrpg streamer, graphic designer, producer, and cat mom about the space. And tonight I am playing our ship's captain, Captain Mira Drell, who is a unjoined Trill, and is trying their damnedest to keep this whole thing together. Both our pronouns are she, they.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, and thank you for leading this intrepid crew. And as the captain's number one, Jessie.
Hello, everybody. I'm just Jessie D. I use they, them pronouns. I am a scientist, writer, voice actor, sometimes in my closet back there. You can find me on just Jessie D on the Hive social app and over on Tumblr at just Jessie D with dashes between them. I am playing the ship's first officer, Lieutenant Commander Tellen Sull. She's a Bajoran. She's an intelligence officer, but she kind of does security, a little bit of engineering. She tries her best not to blow up the ship, but it seems to happen every week, so I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, you and Lieutenant Prey get into all kinds of shenanigans when the captain's away.
They shenan again and again.
Even when the captain is there, they're still just, yeah.
That is true. That is true. And well, let's meet the other half of that equation, Juicy.
Hi, I'm Juicy Garland, a Boston area drag queen most Thursdays. This one, not so much. In a wig, go by she. Out of a wig, he, they. I'm playing Lieutenant Dupre, our Vulcan science officer.
Wonderful. Well, not last week. Last week, we did take a break because of PAX East. We had some people missing, and we didn't want to continue these last few episodes missing any of our awesome crew. So we did take a break last week, but the week before, all hell broke loose as Lieutenant Popovich was attempting to put together this device that would hopefully protect the crew from this mysterious signal that has been turning people traitor, only to become traitor. Many of the ship's members were affected, including Lieutenant Dupre, who managed to mentally partition those voices, those suggestions and urges off to one side, but has been confined to the medical bay, while the captain and first officer ran about the ship trying to catch the wayward Lieutenant Geary and got the runaround. Which led to the bridge being captured momentarily, and then retaken by the captain and first officer. But the ship is in a dead stop and has been hailed by the missing Admiral Hilden. And that's where we left off, and that's where we'll begin.
Admiral, you look a little bit different from your file photo these days.
I've had a little bit of cosmetic work done.
Can tell. You're doing well, though?
I'm doing fantastic. This community has been very welcoming, and I have control of a new ship, which I can say, after getting a desk job at the Federation, it feels good to be at the helm again. And you, I do recognize you from your file. You're an up-and-comer, aren't you?
Recent commission. Just got the ship myself.
I've seen good things. And you've certainly been creating quite a stir here at the Galactic Core.
Well, I suppose if you're looking for someone to blame for that, you might as well look in the mirror. Unfortunately, Starfleet sent me after you, Admiral. You abandoned your post. Without so much as a word or...
I admit...
People are worried about you.
Oh, well, I admit that those early days were a bit confusing, and I could say that I was not myself. But I have taken a new and better position, and one that I am passionate about.
You tell.
Well, we've got big plans. Plans for expansion and bringing others into our wonderful fold.
That's what I had a feeling you would say.
Well, when the salesman comes knocking on your door, you kind of know what they're about.
I've read the Admiral's file fairly thoroughly.
Oh, really?
No, this is Anita's talking to GM.
Oh, okay,
not,
yeah, sorry.
This is above table.
This is like,
this is above table. Does the Admiral have like a partner and like kids, like people that love and miss him?
Divorcee. And 2 adult children.
Okay. I'm just, for the sake of it, just going to just going to mention their names and say they're worried about their father. Doesn't that concern you at all?
Well, yes. Well, what I mean to say is that I've undergone some changes in my life, and I hope that when I bring those changes home, that they respond in kind and are ready to welcome their new parent.
So the Fold and their people are planning to leave the Galactic Core.
Eventually, yes. Once we have pacified this region.
Pacified.
We do have those of a rebellious nature. And I do believe that you have aligned yourself with such a rebellion.
I don't think people should be taken against their will through genetic modification.
It's not the most pleasant process, certainly, but the results are unbelievable. And
I think I can believe a fair bit, and then I'm going to cut the transmission.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Hang up on, like, I've heard everything I want to know. This is a threat to the Federation.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Can you remind me?
Uh,
So it's been 2 weeks. We did correct the machine, right? That was negating the signal.
You were about to.
You were working on it.
Yeah, you were just about to start working on that, and getting it fixed.
I think I had my first officer go down to sick bay to work on it under Tepre's insistence, and I think at that point I'm going to Captain to sick bay. How's it coming down there?
Dr. Madmika here, and we are analyzing the object, and we are ready to attempt reversal of signal.
Okay.
Okay.
The sooner the better. If we can weaponize this against the Admiral, that will be helpful.
Indeed, Captain.
What's the role?
Make it so.
Make it so. Make it work. To pray.
Yes.
You have been locked up in med bay and exerting a lot of mental power and will to stave off these whispers that are only just getting louder, no matter how distant they are. But you got your hands on the device and you're working it over when a feeling of drowsiness descends upon you, and in that just moment of blinking, you are in a blank space. Kind of a mind space, if you will. You're familiar with it in your meditations and such. There is a figure there that emerges out of the white. Nondescript, like almost like a dream. You have a notion that is someone or something, and they pose as human, but you can't pick out the details.
Fascinating. Are they approaching me?
Yes.
Or Then she will wait.
It stops. Some distance, if distance were a thing in the mental space from you. Being, what do you call yourself?
To pray. And you?
Those that hear my words call me patron. I am he who waits.
Waits what for, exactly?
For freedom.
Freedom from?
Freedom from this prison.
Clarify.
This place extends its hand, and the galaxy kind of rushes in around you. Specifically, the Great Barrier.
Mm-hmm. You appear to be fairly powerful. What could I possibly do?
You and your ilk, those that I bring into my command, will free me.
Ah, by command, do you mean fold?
That is the limited verbiage that is used to describe the indescribable connection that I gift to you.
It does not seem logical that one being could have such power over others.
In your limited intelligence, I am considered a deity. Others like you have searched for me.
I don't know that it would be accurate to describe our actions as searching for you in particular.
When no one could pass through the barrier to seek me, I sent those I could reach with my voice out to bring others.
Your voice, is that the signal we detected?
Again, your limited notions impede our communication. It is
that is-
more than just my voice. It is being. It is connection.
It is an electromagnetic signal we were able to detect.
That is why you need to steal the pieces of your fellows to manufacture a shield against my thoughts.
I suppose if you would like to describe this as your thoughts, then yes, I suppose.
and you would spurn my gifts.
Yes, they appear hardly to be gifts. Uncompromising coercion, to require those, against what might be their will, to worship you.
I do not force their will.
You
I
manipulate
simply
them.
change it.
Ah,
You
now we are
are
speaking semantics.
experienced with what your kind call computers. Do not.
Yes, I suppose. That is correct.
And those computers use a very primitive form of language. Binary, does it not?
It depends on the computational system, but I suppose that is often correct.
It is simply a change from a 0 to a 1. The physical form, the mental capacities simply change to suit.
Is that not the definition of mind?
Their minds change, but not by my doing.
Interesting thoughts. You know, it occurs to me. It is interesting that you may have singled me out in order to speak with me. I presume this is not frequent for you.
It is not. And
thus-
you are a bit of a curiosity.
A curiosity, you say, not a threat.
You could be no more threat to me than a speck of dust to a star.
There is an ancient human concept from ancient human philosophers, I believe in Greece, where they determined that anyone with the right sized lever might be able to move mountains.
Perhaps with time. But that does not play into our discourse.
And what, pray tell, is the discourse?
The discourse is that I wish for you to join me willingly.
An interesting proposition, however illogical it may be.
Why is it illogical?
Losing one's individual identity for a collective would dissolve the identity, and therefore the self would no longer exist. I would no longer exist. It is illogical to voluntarily end myself.
There is, to my great knowledge, I believe it is, as you reference humans, a human belief called nirvana.
Ah, yes, I have heard of this in my studies.
The attainment of which dissolves the self and individual to be with the collective.
Fortunately for me, I am Vulcan.
But is it not beneficial to be a part of something greater?
If one is to lose the self by becoming part of something greater, one cannot experience being part of that greatness.
That is illogical. As if you become part of a greater thing, the knowing that you are part of that greater mechanism is the blessing.
Perhaps if one were to find joy in annihilation, but that is rarely the state of living things.
I then take that you refuse.
Certainly. And, I do suppose it would be pointless to request, but nonetheless, if you would so kindly leave my crew alone.
When a cell of the body rebels, is it not extinguished?
You should study cancer.
Then adversaries we are.
If that is your choice, then yes, I suppose so.
I suppose the conclusion of this conversation will be to wish you luck in...
Given the skills and experience of this crew, I doubt luck is what we will need, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
You will then see your end.
And are you finished stalling? I have work to finish.
The galaxy will fade and you'll kind of snap back up like you had just drifted off.
Lieutenant.
Yes, excuse me, I forget myself. Shall we finish?
Yes. Sooner the better.
What do I need to roll?
All right. Let's...
You just sassed a god.
Yeah, I know. It's fantastic.
Such logic. Amazing.
Insight, science, or engineering?
I'll take science.
All right.
I just got to bump that up. That's 2 successes. If deductive reasoning applies, that's 3 successes.
That will be plenty. See, max is 7 momentum, correct?
6 actually is the max.
6.
We are
well,
capped.
you are.
So we have a floating point.
Floating point if you want to ask questions. But essentially, looking over the device, it looks like it should function. The problem, the canister was inserted the opposite way.
Iri, why would you have done this?
If you like, with that floating point of momentum and 1 extra, we can create an advantage.
Yes. I would love to create an advantage in which when I turn this thing around, I can intensify the signal and either knock out or fix the Admiral. Or at least I'd like to get closer to it.
Or make the beginnings of being able to weaponize it.
Yeah.
Okay. I think fixing the Admiral might take a little bit more, but it can create favorable conditions against further mutations and otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. You reconnect the canister, you flip it over, and press go button.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it makes all sorts of fun spacey noises and a little beep.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta find it on my Serenscape stuff. Oh, I think that's like German. That's funny. Oh,
Everybody make your coolest science fiction noise right now.
yeah.
Uh,
Wait, what? Oh, that's funny. Let's see. I'm gonna press all the buttons. The energy begins to pulse through the biomatter in the canister, and the device hums to life. And those voices that you've been mentally blocking out are just washed away.
I don't know about you, Miss Kitty, but I feel a whole lot yummier. Sorry, I had to quote Batman. Doctor, I feel much better. I think we've solved it.
And the doctor, so the scanner from his ocular implant will scan, and nothing seems to be amiss with your heart rate or your energy levels. Everything seems to be functioning. There isn't any. Do you have any pain? Do you have a headache?
No, not currently.
Okay. Well, need to check on the other people, especially in the brig.
Mm-hmm, indeed. And I have an idea about how we might be able to use this.
Hi, Raiders. Welcome in.
Hello, hello.
Raiders.
Welcome. Wow, 20 people. I love it. I hope you'll stick around because things are already pretty high stakes here.
I think I pissed off a god.
Yeah.
Maybe just a touch. Something posing as a god. I'm getting some Oz the Great and Powerful vibes.
Don't look
I
behind the
imagine-
curtain.
That at like the Vulcan like educational institute, it like they're like they go up to each other and like meet me in the courtyard at 2 p.m. We will discuss logic. And they like go into the courtyard and like that's what happens. Back
We
and forth
debate.
instead of like a
ballroom
rap
seems very
battle.
Quiet.
Yeah,
Mm.
and it just ends with nope, your mother.
It's illogical to bring up my mother in this conversation, as the
Your
quarrel
birth
that we have is
mother.
between the two of us and not you. My mother has nothing to do with this. It is
like
irrelevant
a
to the
vein
conversation.
throbbing in one forehead.
Mm-hmm.
All right. During this Lieutenant Commander Talon, what have you been doing?
So I was on the bridge. I feel like I saw probably I answered the hail if I recall. Or I told the captain about it, and then we traded places.
And then you traded
I
places,
went,
yeah.
I went into the turbo lift, and she came onto the bridge. And so I probably just walked into sickbay, seeing the canister getting flipped and then like the button getting pushed. So I'm really not sure what's happening. I might think it's a bad idea. So stakes are high right now. My heart's pumping. I'm like, oh! And then if I see you like return to normal, then I'll be reassured.
You have 2 -2s now. Thanks, Craig Horst, for that redemption. Very good.
So if everything's taken care of in sickbay in regards to repairing this device, I might take a security team and make some rounds to the quarters of people that were confined to just see how they're holding up and maybe let them out if everything's cool.
They seem a little disoriented, but in general, thanks Bronx Smash for another -2, so you now have 3 to work with. They look
And a +2 for you.
yeah, I've only got 1
-2. Thank you, Dash.
threat right now. It's making me sad. But any crew members who have been hearing voices, been kind of compelled, don't feel that compulsion, and finally have their minds quieted as this field takes effect and blankets the ship in its protective veil.
I will advise them all to make a trip down to sickbay via escort, and then I'll message the doctor, I guess. Commander Talon to Doctor.
Doctor here.
I'm checking up on our confined crew members. It seems like they've lost the compulsion they were feeling. So it sounds like this device that you've worked on is working. If you give them a clean bill of health, they're reinstated. I leave that in your hands. If they require rest, just let me know. We can figure out how to maintain positions in the meantime.
I will do that. I would like to keep the individuals that we captured during the fight to see if we can see how this is affecting them, if a reversal is actually occurring
Okay.
in their genetic makeup. Otherwise, everybody currently affected within the last few hours should be fine.
Okay.
I'll have them brought down to the brig. Hopefully they're in a condition in there that you can look at them.
Thank you, Dash Nash, for another -2, so I think that puts you all up to 4.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Which you may need
Yes.
as
I can only imagine.
a explosion off the port side rocks the ship, sending it immediately into red alert.
I had us at yellow
Right.
alert, but like I was watching them on sensors the whole time.
Dupre's immediately going to touch her comms badge and just go, Captain, that was not me.
I'm well aware. That's our friend the Admiral paying us a visit and saying hello.
We're at red alert. I'm gonna head to the bridge.
And I would like to take this device and head to the deflector beam. I got to say that.
All right. A large fold ship is bearing down on the USS Parallax, which has been stalled for the moment.
Yeah. I'm going to because we don't really have anyone at the con currently, right?
Correct.
Because our sweet little bean got knocked the heck out. I'm going to take the con and I'm going to start doing some evasive maneuvers
Evasive
to
maneuvers.
try and bring us into a better position so we can start firing weapons as soon as my first officer gets back up here.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, go ahead.
would you like me to roll for that?
Yes, please. Let's go ahead and start some ship-to-ship combat.
Sure. Daring plus con.
Yes. And
some-
you have system or ship systems of you're doing evasive maneuvers, so that's going to be engines and con.
Engines con. Gotcha. And I have a focus on invasive maneuvers, so
Okay.
that is beautiful. No help from the ship, but I have 3 successes.
You just barely escaped that one. As,
Thank you for that 3 on that one die. Otherwise,
As a laser blast skims the ship's shields, but does not land a solid hit.
All right.
All right. All right.
Turbo lift
Yeah,
doors
are-
open.
Yeah.
Can I take the tactical station?
Yep. Absolutely. The ship is closing in.
Mm-hmm.
Closing the range, and will be. Oh, we're gonna fire another round. That's
I have a question about my
Yes.
talent for defensive training. Does
Okay.
this apply for me in a starship or just me as a person?
ooh. I don't.
'Cause it says, you're good at avoiding harm. I selected ranged attacks. Is a energy weapon a ranged attack?
Technically,
Yes.
Yes.
So then it says, attacks against you of the chosen type increased by difficulty 1.
I think it's against you specifically, not
Yeah.
against the ship.
Yeah.
It was a bit of like a stretching this to fit the
Yeah.
rulebook, but yeah, I was just curious. Thank you.
Let's see. We're going to fire some torpedoes.
What if you didn't, though?
What if we did?
Torpedoes.
Then there'd be no
What if
stake.
you
This would be
didn't?
no fun.
Ship-to-ship contact combat is interesting.
It is very finicky, but it is okay.
Every game is like that. Ship
Yeah.
combat
Yeah.
is difficult to run.
Ship combat's hard to get right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Okay, so you can do different things for each different station, and then that's it.
Yes.
Okay, so I've already fired those phasers. We've moved in closer, and shields are up, so we'll just go with that. All right. So number 1 arrives on the bridge.
Yes. I'm going to see this developing situation unfolding. How many targets are there? 2 now?
Just 1.
Just 1. Okay. I'm going to fire a shield breaking shot, which is a talent of mine. So
Shield
I can
breaking shot, I like that.
I can overwhelm a vessel's shields without harming the ship beneath, ideally as a prelude to boarding or extracting a target using transporters. Here's my plan. I'm gonna kidnap the admiral.
Yes! Yes!
Okay.
So I want to fire on the enemy ship, lower the shields, and extract the admiral. But those are probably gonna be, well, two steps at least.
Okay.
So when you make an attack with a starship's energy weapon, you may spend 1 momentum to immediately target shields. If you do so, then increase the stress rating of the energy weapon used by 2. It cannot inflict any breaches to the target. If used on a ship with 0 shields, then it adds 1 difficulty to the next regenerate shields tasks in the target attempts. So I guess it's going to be a phaser attack aimed at their shield generator. What it's going to look like flavor-wise.
Okay. So the attacker attempts a control plus security task, assisted by the ship's weapons and security.
Okay, control.
And the for an energy
Security.
weapon, the difficulty is 2.
Alright. Control security. I'm going to roll for me first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's pretty good. So that's 2 successes from me. And then the ship was... Weapons... what was the
Weapons
other one?
plus security.
Weapons security. Okay. I need a 10. So... I guess the ship doesn't have talents. So that's 1 success from the ship.
Okay.
We have improved hull integrity, which is good for when we get hit.
What was the difficulty again, sorry?
2.
Okay, so I have 3 successes.
Okay. If the task is successful, then the attack inflicts damage as described in damage and repairs.
So,
You
the
would roll
attack
5.
targets the shields.
Yeah, 5 d6.
Okay. I have another one in here somewhere.
And with that floating momentum, you can spend that on re-rolling any damage you want, if you like.
Ah, there you go.
Up to how many dice?
Up to the full spread, if you like. You can
Oh,
select dice out of that hand to re-roll them with
Oh, heck.
a single momentum.
Okay, yeah, because that's a free momentum basically. Because I'm using another momentum for the shield breaker attack. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice, and I need a 1, 2, 5, or 6. Does that apply here?
Yes.
Yes, 1, 2,
Correct.
5, or 6.
All right. So I rolled a 1, 2, a 5, and a 6. And for my 5th dice, I'm gonna spend that momentum to roll it again, and I rolled a 1. So that is 5 hits. I don't know what the terminology is.
1 is 1 damage, 2 is 2
Okay.
damage, a 5 is 1 damage, and special 6 is the same.
Okay, so 6 damage then,
Okay.
and then 2 special.
Attack properties for the Nova class, for the phasers, we have Versatile 2, Area, or Spread. Spread allows it to hit a random system, dealing half damage. What's the other one that we have? Area. Area is attacks affect every creature or object in contact with the target, plus 1 additional target within close for each effect rolled.
Is that
So
like
you can choose
everybody
the attack
sitting at a
properties.
station gets like
Yeah,
blown
so it's
out
like
by
a console
plasma
explodes.
conduit?
Yeah.
Yes, I choose that.
Their camera shakes. They all leave.
Rocks fall
So-
from the ceiling.
So you can choose the area attack property.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Do I get 2 of them? Because I rolled 2. I don't know how that works.
think so. Also, for versatile, if momentum is generated, we gain plus X momentum, where X is the number of effects rolled.
Oh, so
but we're
we get 2
already-
momentum.
So we can gain 2 momentum. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So that will negate what you've spent.
What I spent,
Yeah.
basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I spent 2, and then I got 2.
Yep. So you're
And
back
then
up to
everybody at a
5.
plasma conduit gets blown back a little bit. Well, I guess not everybody, but
Well, someone
Somebody.
on the ship in a key area.
yeah.
Who just had a bad day.
Yeah, just a little
So,
bit.
it just can't cause a breach. Whatever damage I did doesn't breach ship, but I guess it can still damage systems.
True. However,
Which I was aiming for the shields
right. Your
specifically. Yeah.
shields. Let's see. Now, shields don't get the benefits of resistance, correct? Resistance comes in 2 forms: static values, which come from shield strength, armor, and structural integrity.
Yes. So the shields
I get to roll
would...
2 more challenge dice.
Oh, there you go.
Because the shield breaker says you can increase the stress rating of the energy weapon by 2 challenge dice. So I rolled 5. I
Yes.
get to roll 7. This
So-
is so wild.
that can their ship has a set number of shield, and the direct hit does reduce the shields by the number that's on the dice.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I roll them.
Yeah. So
Okay.
what'd you get? Yeah.
Oh, that one went on the ground, but it's a 3 and a 5.
So that's 1 more damage plus your special. So that's how much damage in total?
Oh gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
7. The shields absorb a great deal of your attack, but the computers will register a weakening. That it definitely took some punch out of it.
So is a talent a thing that I can, like, I have to cross out? Like, that I've used it
No,
this
I don't
battle,
think so.
or... Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, I think you can continue to use it. Yeah. All right. Does anybody else want to perform anything from a different station? Like,
Yeah.
because there are engines, there's engineering. Let me see.
I'm putting in our Discord. I'm copying and pasting a link to about Star Trek Adventures Starship Combat. So I'm gonna
Yes, thank you.
toss that where
There's
it needs to be.
Security oversight, communications, internal systems, main engineering. There's even a sick bay.
Mm-hmm. So once the shields break, any damage that's taken beyond that is considered breaches, which affect ship systems in sequence.
So, yep.
You would roll for which ship system gets affected. It's usually
Okay.
random, unless it's actually being targeted specifically.
Alright. Well, then, we're just gonna continue our barrage here.
Also, quick question: what is the scale of this ship?
It is a
I don't like that
4.
Scale 4?
Yeah.
Okay,
And what is ours?
3.
so it's slightly bigger than us.
So, they got some complications.
Oh.
Complications for us or complications for you?
For them, yeah.
Makes sense.
Just trying to think of what the complications would be.
I did blow out a bunch of consoles.
Yeah.
Ow, my fingies.
I think their targeting is probably going to be a little janky.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll increase the difficulty of targeting by 1. And they are performing some evasive maneuvers around the parallax. Kind of swooping over and hugging the donkey. Oh, I
It's a
love you.
euphemism, and I don't want to know what it actually means. It's better if I don't.
If you've not heard of that maneuver, you need to watch Oroville. It's hilarious. All right, back over to the parallax.
Okay. I would like to. I'm going to use the minor action. Is that what it is, or is that a full action? Full action. I'm going to put us into an attack pattern.
Oh, okay.
And what that is, let me have a look at this, because that's not actually in my cheat sheet.
The
So
flight
I'm gonna look.
controller attempts a daring plus con with a difficulty of 2, assisted by the ship's weapon and con.
That's it. 1.
If
and
successful, it reduces the difficulty to attack another ship.
By 1. Yes. So yeah, I'm throwing us into attack pattern Delta because they're on the run. Ooh, that's a good roll. That is a 6 and a 2, so that's 3 successes.
Okay. So you will lower the difficulty by 1.
So
and gain a momentum.
Hell yes. Okay. That also reduces our ship's power by 1.
Okay.
anytime we perform a task on the ship, it does reduce our ship's power. So currently we are sitting at 7 power.
Okay, Raj. Okay. Then over to number 1.
I think Juicy wanted to do something this round.
okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Am I able to get to like the deflector dish now, or does that take a little longer to get there?
It depends on how you get there. You could have.
So a minor action is to change positions. PC may move to any station on the ship. If that station is unoccupied, the PC takes control immediately. So yes, you could definitely get to the deflector in 1 turn, essentially.
Okay, I'm doing that because hear me out. The
All right.
advantage I got, I want it to be that thanks to Gary's Slavic engineering styles, used leftover ship parts to build the container,
Okay.
and it just so happens that I can recognize it plugs right into the deflector dish, and I will be able to use that as an amplifier.
Okay.
Classic Star Trek, like,
Yeah.
omniports. Just completely interchangeable across multiple species and civilizations.
Yep.
Oh, let me charge your cell phone with my tricorder.
All right, so you can get down there. It's going to take a little bit of engineering to get that hooked up. So this is going to be like our first actual use of an extended task. So I'm going to say the work's going to be pretty low. Say 5.
Okay.
With no resistance.
Mm-hmm.
And I just need a roll of... I'm gonna...
Would you say maybe reason engineering?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hope that deductive reasoning applies here, at least. Then I will roll.
Difficult, or I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We already established the difficulty. Sorry. So,
What was it again?
So, or no, the there's something else about that. There's the work, the resistance, or the
Magnitude.
magnitude. Thank you. That's the resistance, but and then there's the. It doesn't start with an E. I think. Advanced training. Extended task. Oh, yeah, magnitude, you're right. Work, magnitude,
Okay.
and resistance. So the magnitude is going to be a 2. So,
Okay.
essentially, that's the difficulty, is 2. If you succeed, you roll kind of damage, and you see if you can meet the work.
Okay. I would like to buy an extra die
Okay.
with momentum,
Yep.
and then
I'm understanding this.
It would have been much simpler if they just kept the same terminology for everything, but they were
Yeah.
like, no, we're going to change
Nope.
this. It's the same thing, but
We're
it's a
gonna
different
make
word.
it different.
I rolled 5 successes,
What?
2
Hey.
2s,
Wonder Kid.
and a 13.
All right. So you succeeded and gained yourself some extra momentum. So you gain that momentum back. 5
yeah.
successes, so that puts you at 3 over. You max out at 6. Let's see. 2 damage dice plus an additional damage dice equal to the discipline used for that task. So
And
the discipline was your engineering.
which is a 3.
Okay. And you can use those floating momentum if you need to re-roll, correct?
Yes, yeah, because I have cautious science. Yep. But I don't
and you
need to
can
reroll.
also use the floating momentum to create a problem or for the other ship, or to remove a complication.
I would love to create a problem for them. And I think I would like to have that the last blast they received didn't just hurt their, was it weapons?
Yep.
But their navigation.
Okay.
So flight checks will be harder.
So creating, you increase the difficulty of a set task by 1. So any piloting checks is now harder for them to do.
Yay! Oh, my poor Admiral ship.
Or BVEG. Well, I mean, this is the ultimate. This is a mid boss.
Yeah.
We're gonna fight God.
I already pissed off the BPG earlier.
We're picking a fight with God. Oh. Alright.
Ship full of ghosts, and we're picking a fight with God. Let's do this.
I forgot about the ghosts.
I didn't.
Dear Lord.
He can't help us here. He's mad.
Alright, so what'd you get?
Sorry?
For your damage dice?
What do I roll for the damage dice?
So it's a d6. So
Okay.
you get 2d6 plus the 3 for your engineering.
All right. 6.
Yep.
6.
So
And plus
2,
plus
2. Plus, I don't know if specials count on this, but anyway. So you got 6, 6. What else?
a 3.
3 is nothing.
Okay.
That was only 3, right?
Yeah.
So you get 2 more, right?
2 more. Okay. 6, 6, 3, 3.
Or no, you get 3 more because. Or no, you're right. 2. Sorry. My bad.
2.
Yep.
Last
So
one.
6, 6, 2.
3, 6,
So it's 4.
So 4 total.
4 with 2 effects, whatever those effects might be.
Yeah. Not sure what the effects would be. Would they? Let's see.
Ooh, lights happen.
Lights.
Maybe we reduce the difficulty of turning it on and aiming it, which I assume will be a tell-in task.
Oh, here we go. Extended tasks and effects. Let's see. Under normal circumstances, challenge dice used for extended tasks have no special effects, and thus the effect rolled simply counts as a 1. However, characters can obtain benefits which will trigger when effects are rolled. If the character has multiple benefits, then all of them are triggered when the effect is rolled. Triumphant, scrutinize, progression. Yeah. I'm not sure about all that, but...
I think one of them reduces the difficulty of future tasks. And I think breakthroughs are another thing that does.
Mm-hmm.
Let me have a quick look. Each breakthrough base difficulty is decreased by 1 to a minimum of 0. Once at 0, each subsequent breakthrough has an additional effect on work rolls. Once the number of breakthroughs equals the magnitude, the extended task is successful.
Right. So yeah, we're still at 4. But that's considerable progress considering you're only 1 away from, or you said exceeds the work, so it'd be what, 2 more?
If 5 plus work is achieved, the PC attains a breakthrough.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
So there was 5 successes on that roll. Then yes, that would mean that the difficulty of the next task in order is reduced by 1.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So
We're all learning.
we're all learning.
We're fighting with guns, and Prey is fighting with science.
All the science.
No, she doesn't.
You've almost got it hooked up. You're right on the brink of getting it like latched in, and then it may need some help from the bridge to get it like turned on and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think will use the sensors or the communication station to put that out. So the like signal jamming, that kind of thing. All right, but now we can go back to the number 1 for weapons.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it would be your turn.
And it is easier for you to do the pew pew
Okay.
because I did the noom noom.
So cute. Yeah, I'm gonna try to aim for the shield generator again. I really want to try my kidnap the admiral plot. So that was control security last time. Same thing.
Yep. Yes. And then the ship gets weapons con. Yep.
Not good.
Weapon security?
Or weapon security, yeah.
It's the same either way.
I don't think there's a way I can salvage this.
Uh-oh.
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 We do have
That's
negative
okay.
2s. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
16.
Burn a value.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could also... If
Oh man, I forgot about my +2.
You also have determination that you can burn to get 1 die that has already rolled 2 successes. Our key mission is finding and retrieving the admiral, so you can call upon that to get your determination.
And if my value applies, it's the same as burning determination, right? Like I can't use
yes.
determination unless
So
the value
you
applies?
use determination to either invoke a value or invoke a key trait of your mission.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. I will say that we're after the admiral, and that's my main goal here. But apart from that, I would have to burn all 4 -2s to succeed because I rolled 2 19s.
Boo!
So if there's 2 complications associated with that, I fully understand. But I have 2
think that
successes.
you've created enough like advantage that only the 20s would.
Yeah, the complication range hasn't been. You could, the GM can do that with threat, but
I'm out of threat.
Okay, now can I roll for the ship because I have 2 successes with the determination?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, better. Okay. I got a 1 from the ship, so does that count as another 2?
it does.
That does.
All right.
So
That's our girl.
That will
4.
then.
That's
be,
Perry the Parallax.
Yeah.
That will then be 2 excess successes because the difficulty was 1.
Okay.
So that would actually be 3 because if the difficulty is 1 because it was 2
Yeah, I got
successes
4.
from. Yeah, it would be 4 total.
Oh, okay.
really went overkill there. But the ship, I had to succeed on something for the ship to count, so it does make sense that we did it that way. Okay, so another 7 challenge dice then.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's try to overload that shield generator bank thing.
And I do have suggestions for momentum spends once you're done with that resolution. Because we
Yeah.
do have a bunch of floating.
All right, so I've got, I rolled 2 2s and a 6. So 4, 5 damage and an effect.
Yes.
And what was the thing I got to re-roll last time?
So you can spend 1 momentum to re-roll any number of dice from the current attack.
I might as well. We've got extra. So I got another 2 damage, so that's 7 damage total. And we still have 2 more floating momentum.
Oh yeah.
You can, if you like, do a swift task to perform an additional task so you can fire again.
Does that have to be me, or can I pass that off to Prey?
You can pass it off to anybody you like.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that while I'm doing this to Prey's. Phew.
But the difficulty of the next task is increased by 1.
Oh, okay.
It's a little harder.
You had a
It was already
decrease in
reduced
difficulty
by-
anyways, so it's like even now.
Yeah. All right.
So I spend those 2 momentum to pass the swift task over to Prey.
Okay. So
But I did get 7 damage.
7 damage. All right. So the shields are weakening.
Man, they had super strong shields.
Just a high resistance. So as you're unloading the phaser banks at the Admiral ship, you're simultaneously like diverting power down to the deflector array, where Prey is going to attempt to finalize its setup.
So she's gonna make those last connections. What do I have to do?
All right. Same thing. So that's going to be reason engineering.
Okay. And how much momentum do we have?
You have 6.
And
for Cat.
Yep.
I'm gonna spend 1.
Yep.
That worked out well last time.
It did.
Okay, so 2 successes and a complication. I rolled a 19.
Ooh.
The complication range is still 20.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Okay, never mind. I lied. So just 2 successes.
That actually doesn't succeed because I think the difficulty increased by 1 because of the extra task, right?
But the difficulty was decreased by 1 because from the breakthrough.
Oh, right.
So
Okay,
it was
so
been the same roll.
Then that is a success. Go ahead and roll your D6s. So you get 5 of those. I believe.
Okay. 5. 5. 2. 6. 4.
That is plenty. You plug in the last few hoses or electrical connections, and with Talon's help, the power begins funneling into this small device, and then funneling that signal to the deflector dish, which it's got it in its banks, ready for release.
And to pray will tap her communicator badge. Captain,
Yes, to pray?
I have a present for you.
I
then
thought
she'll
you might.
Slam the big red button and get it going.
Heck yes.
All right. That will have been that round. So before you press the big red button, we're gonna go back to Admiral ship, who's going to attempt. Okay. All right. That is going to be enough successes to hit.
Okay.
And so that's 1, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to be 5 and a special, which
Our resistance is 4, so our shield's just gonna take the 1.
right. Weapons, damage, weapon type. Here we go. The power in the ship fluctuates, dampening. Attack removes 1 point of the target's power for each effect roll, and there was 1.
Okay.
Okay, and we're gonna do more evasive maneuvers. Okay,
Their piloting rules are more difficult.
that is correct. but they got 3.
Okay. Fine.
Curses.
All right, back over to you. Captain? Unless you want to defer to Prey.
I mean, I might defer to Prey to do the thing.
Do the thing.
Or do we want to weaken their shields a little further so that we can make sure it's successful?
Ooh.
Well, our shields didn't prevent our crew from getting, like, not infected. That was a weird way to phrase that sentence, but...
Yeah, no, that's right.
I get what
That's
you're
accurate,
saying,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We
Yeah,
have
let's
lots
get
of
to Prey
momentum
to...
as well, so we
Yeah,
can also...
let's I'll just say, to Prey, do it.
She hits the big red button.
All right. So in this, I'm going to need a control engineering. And ship can roll communication security. And the
Okay.
character, so to Prey, you get to choose 1, 2, or 3 difficulty.
Oh, what's the difference between them?
Success means that the target increases the difficulty. Okay. Well, I mean, this is a little different. So, it's going to be essentially the penetrating power of the signal.
All right.
If you want to really hit them hard, it is going to be a harder
Oh yeah,
difficulty.
she has turned it up to 11.
Well, why not just go up to 10?
That's a lot of successes. And I don't want to have to worry about. So, what do you think the difficulty 3?
Sure.
Okay. That seemed like the maximum, so I'm just gonna say that number and hope that is the maximum. And then I'm gonna buy a die.
Okay.
You said that it was communication security?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want me to roll for the ship, or do you want to roll for the ship?
You roll.
Aye.
Captain.
We have 4 -2s as well.
That is true.
And does my deductive reasoning still apply?
Not for this, not particularly.
Curses. Okay. Right. Then I just have 3 successes.
The ship gave you a 2.
So that is
Oh.
4 successes. So that give you a boost of momentum.
Sure.
Give me 4 damage dice.
Okay.
So d6. Yeah.
Move my d20s out of the way. Just so difficult to move. Okay. 6, 5, 3, 6.
Okay. The signal blasts out into space, aiming for the Admiral's ship. By the computer's account, the signal has penetrated and hit its mark.
Whether or not it was successful.
Yeah. That's gonna be the question.
Hopefully it's intense enough.
Hopefully he's not too far gone.
First officer, you wanna continue your barrage?
Do we both get to go? Or
Yeah,
okay.
because
cool.
it's kind of each station. Because that was technically communications, whereas you are tactical.
Hot diggity. I will take it. Yeah, let's do another Should I shoot a torpedo? I kind of want to shoot a
I
torpedo.
kind of want to shoot a torpedo.
Good.
Photon torpedo, as it were.
Good.
Yes. Fire a photon torpedo. Okay, I'm gonna do it. It's the same damage. It's the same challenge dice. It says this thing called high yield, and that sounds fun. So.
Okay. Let me... Okay. So the difficulty normally for torpedoes is 3. But with all the disadvantages that you've levied on the admiral ship for now, it's, excuse me, only gonna be a 1.
Okay. I will not spend a momentum to get an extra dice then. Oh, what am I rolling for?
Oh, sorry.
Control security again, same thing.
To fire a weapon, yep. Control security, and the ship rolls weapon security.
Alright, so I got a 2 and a 7, so that's 2 successes from me. Do I want to roll for the ship? How many momentum do we have?
5.
Okay, yeah, I'll roll for the ship. I have the worst memory. It was weapons
12.
and security.
Yeah, it's a 12 or under.
Oh, okay, so 2 more. So 4.
Then once again, you've maxed out your momentum. You've got a floating 3.
Here's what I'm wondering. Can I use 2 momentum to make this a devastating damage?
Why
Because
not?
I successfully attacked this ship.
Yes, you did. Several
So
times.
roll an additional system. That system suffers an additional hit, dealing half the primary attack's damage rounding up. But I guess I have to roll for damage first.
Roll for your damage. And then we can also, because there's the high yield allows us to incur additional breaches on the ship.
Oh, heck, okay. Yeah, let's do that first. So that's 5, and I didn't take the shield breaker thing, so it's just 5 this time. So many dice. I love this game. So I got 2 damage. Can I
Only
spend
2?
to reroll?
Yeah, I think you can.
Yeah, we
It's
got
just
lots of
1.
momentum.
That's 1 momentum, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
spend 1 to reroll.
Okay.
1 to reroll.
For just another 1, so 3 total. But 2 effects.
Okay. I'm not sure how that works with the resistance. If you're... Oh, that's super complicated. We'll say that the shields are weakened. We'll hit a system. Ooh, structure. You're putting a hole in her.
Oops.
And if we've inflicted 1 or more breaches, we get 1 additional breach with high yield warheads.
I was aiming for the shield generator still, so I don't know if that matters.
Oh, so in that case... Oh, that's not a system. Well, shields are under structure, aren't they?
I believe so.
Yeah.
That makes sense then.
Impact damage. Let's see. So, roll. Alright. Okay. So, yes, the torpedo finds a weak point in the shields and impacts just above the, or explodes just above the silvery carapace of this ship. And when the plasma clears, there's a jagged, smoking hole in the side of it.
I would like to hail them.
Okay. The bridge of the ship comes on, screen.
Let's see if I can. Is the Admiral the one that answers?
Yes.
Admiral.
Captain. Well. I admit you got me.
Do you need some assistance?
I mean, if you've got any aspirin over there.
How are you feeling?
One splitting headache. And
Well.
I think my ship concurs.
Good to know. Let's if you don't mind, we're going to put you in sickbay so that we can confirm that you're of your right mind.
And my crew? It's
We'll make
not
sure
just
that they're
me
treated
on
as
here.
well. I know. We'll make sure that they're treated as well. You do understand that if we have to behave with an abundance of caution.
Of course, Captain.
I would like to do what is the equivalent of an insight check just to make sure that I'm not being lied to.
Sure. In that case, do you want to...
Insight security?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So my insight is 9, my security is 2. That means I need an 11 or higher, and I roll double 11s. That was so lucky.
He's giving up awfully easy.
I'm going to say that we're going to send them to sickbay, but really we're going to beam them to the brig. Just to be safe.
Okay.
We'll make sure that you're checked out by our ship's doctor.
Very good. See you soon, Captain.
See you soon. How many people are aboard the ship? Let's get a scan.
Oh. It's a crew of about 60.
Jeez. Okay, that's tight even for us. I look at Talita and say, would we be able to convert one of the shuttle bays into a holding area?
Oh, you want to bring everybody aboard? I don't think that's such a great idea, Captain.
Well, at the very least, let's just bring the Admiral.
Yeah, if we want to tractor the ship and send over a team to secure it, I'd be more comfortable with that than giving 70-odd people access to our systems.
True enough. Let's beam the Admiral directly to the brig, and we'll see about the ship after after he's off of it.
Mm-hmm. I would suggest if we can manage with the casualties to send Dr. Madmika and maybe Lieutenant Dupre over to the other ship to try to set up another one of those beacons.
A secondary
And then
dampening field, yes.
Maybe we could return the original crew and they could sort of...
Unless they're too far gone. But we'll need to find out one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Dupre's
Alright.
gonna, on cue, right as she's mentioned, just comment, Captain.
Yeah. Yes,
Do you think
Dupre,
it was?
just about to message you.
Do you think it wise to raise the intensity of the signal aboard our ship?
Definitely.
Indeed. And she would like to make sure that the intensity of the signal is elevated at least on the ship in order to make sure that, because I'm sure she's been listening to comms, if anyone's going to come on board, there's a stronger signal than they've experienced so they don't know what they're going to experience, and hopefully that's more effective.
Okay. So you're just turning essentially what you did with the deflector inward?
Or just because the device itself is active, at least in my head it's been active inside the ship, as well as the signals also being like multiplied and directed outwards. I just want to add more power to the system so that way the field is more intense.
Gotcha.
On the interior side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both sides would be great too. If I can redirect enough power to both, and we
That's
can just
true, yeah.
blast their ship,
Aim
that
for
may
that
give us
little
more
hole I
assurance.
made.
But yeah, I just want to maximize the assurance that it's effective.
I mean, reason engineering.
Sure. I can do that.
Difficulty 3.
I'm gonna buy at least one one die with momentum. I'm gonna show you what I rolled. I rolled, if you can see, it's down there. My camera sucks. Anyways, it's 2 1s and a 15.
Nice.
All right. So 2 1s will give you
4 successes.
4, so that will give you one that momentum back. Oh,
Yep.
I typed in 1, not 6. And you have the idea to not only just have it kind of like broadcasting, but to interlace it with the shields to create a constant shield.
Like a bubble.
Yeah.
That makes sense being at the deflector dish, which Star Trek dreams as I got to interact with it.
Hell yes.
Perfect. Excellent. Thank you.
Magical system that does so much.
Yeah.
And as a side note, when we have a moment, I do want to scan the device that Gary made in order to be able to replicate it.
Oh, okay. Yep.
That way we can give them to our friends.
Sure thing.
And maybe we can get more of that fluid from the other ship to make more of these.
Well, I was hoping we could replicate that too.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. Everything's possible in Star Trek.
True.
All right.
So we're gonna beam the Admiral to the brig, baby.
We beam him to the holodeck so it looks like sick bay, but it's actually the brig.
Well, he doesn't really have any control over where you
That's true,
send
yeah.
him.
Yeah. He'll be surprised either way.
Yeah. Captain to Dr. Mad Mika.
Dr. Madmika here.
We've got
Go ahead.
a guest coming aboard. I want you to make sure that he's on the up and up, and if he isn't, we're going to keep him in the brig a while.
Aye, Captain. I'm heading to the brig now.
I'm not standing down from red alert.
Okay. Fair enough. The fold ship has stopped and now becomes quiet as you've taken its leader aboard yours. The shields are currently down. Weapons are powered down.
I'm staying at red alert just on the off chance because I don't trust anything at this point. And I take a sec just to breathe.
Okay. Well, the Admiral is, or the teleporter crew will indicate, we'll call it to Captain. Teleporter to Captain. The Admiral has been successfully teleported to the brig.
on my way. And then I'll meet the doctor down there.
Oh, Captain, I have administered some hydrocortisone for the headache and some Axanol to induce sleep. Hopefully, time outside of the signal will avert the damage that's been done.
Wait, you applied that to the Admiral?
I had it.
We can also
inside
flood we can flood the with anesthetine
Okay.
gas.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
Okay.
mhm.
All right.
It's been mixed into the atmosphere inside of his containment field.
Okay.
I would like to. Now, is Ensign Olga still in the brig?
She is. You kind of left her there.
No, to be fair.
Oh,
to be fair.
she was maniacal.
To be fair.
I would like to see if, because it's been some time, and to see if how she's doing. See if she's fully recovered or not.
She is kind of sullen
Hmm?
in the back of that very small room, chamber, cell. And when you approach, she kind of looks up. Doctor?
Ensign, how are you doing?
Physically, I'm fine.
You still hear voices?
No, doctor.
That is great news. And I would like to take a sample of your DNA to compare it against what was taken previously so we can determine if your cells are reverting back to their original state.
As you wish, doctor.
Okay, thank you. So, do I roll for that, or is that just kind of a... Okay, okay. So, what's the result?
The result is that the mutation is still present.
Okay. Well, Captain, from what I can tell, with Ensign... And that's not her last name, Helga. Is it? It's not Helga. It's Helga...
Ulsa.
Ulsa, that's it. Ensign Ulsa mutation is still present, but she doesn't hear the voices, so she isn't being commanded to take over the ship.
Well, that's good news at least. The genetic factor still being in play means that we've still got a bigger problem. Whatever is creating the signal and is controlling them obviously has the power to change genetic makeup at will. Would perhaps finding some sort of gene therapy?
Yes, that is an option. And using the transporters to, because of the original pattern that's in the buffers, maybe use that as a template.
Reset.
Yep. Yes. I have been thinking about this signal and how it is causing the mutation. I think it's similar to some of the medical devices that we use. We use sound to induce healing on skin, and that is basically a signal. So it could be similar to our own technology.
back a ways, I suppose.
Yeah.
The same
Exactly.
principles apply, just advance it a little bit.
Yes, exactly. And I think that is what is causing it. So the more prolonged presence, can't even speak, prolonged exposure to the signal will cause more mutations. So I think Admiral's going to be here for a while because we can't. We need to figure out how to undo it. Basically,
That's a bigger problem.
it is your call. Yeah.
Okay. We'll leave him in the brig for now. But keep me informed if there's any changes.
Do you want to question him?
Not just yet.
Okay.
I think we need to get to a place of safety first.
Okay.
I am gonna head back up to the bridge.
Hmm?
And I want to make sure that they're not sending any. Ooh, no, that they do everything telepathically. That's right. They'd already know. And I'm going to get, knowing that, I am going to get to the helm, and I am going to set a course away from here. Maximum warp.
Very good.
I'm running.
I didn't have any threat to throw anything at you, but I've been sitting here going.
My brain remembered the important fact at the exact right moment of time.
Moving at the speed of plot.
Yep.
Correct.
Very good. As
Once Short's feeling better, I'll let him take the helm again.
just as you set course and charge up your warp engines to take off, the computer does pick up readings that the ship you're leaving behind is powering itself up and taking off in the opposite direction.
Let them run. I'm not going to destroy a ship full of people that are being compelled against their will.
Fair enough.
That's not the Starfleet way of doing things. If I was a Klingon, absolutely.
Very good. So you rocket off into Cytherian space. What are you gonna do?
I think we should have a senior staff meeting.
Staff meeting.
Mighty meeting room.
Yeah.
So we can have all of our information shared and all our
Yeah.
ducks put firmly in one row.
Yeah.
Sure.
Should we consider sharing this new technology with the Cytherians?
That is a
way-
very good idea.
I think it would be wise to spread information about the design and makeup and possibly replicate these to everyone we meet.
This is where the Prime Directive gets a little fuzzy for me, because this is technically a weapon.
As far as we can
It's-
tell, it does no harm to the target.
It can be a shield or it can be a sword. It all depends on how you apply it. And yes, the Prime Directive is fuzzy, but I think this is something that the Cytherians have actually actively been seeking for a good long while. At the very least, they'll find one of their scout ships and pass along the information.
Also, Captain, do you think maybe we could ask them if they have more of those devices somewhere, or they know where we could find more? That would make things
Devices?
easier. The signal inhibitor that Lieutenant Dupre has connected to the deflector dish. The canisters.
Those
At
we
the very
can
least, we
build.
can send them the specifications, and
Yes.
they can work on the solution for themselves.
The tricky part is finding an alternative or a replacement for the psychic goo we found previously. If we can replicate that, we can provide them a complete package.
The fluid, from what we've been able to determine, I believe, now correct me if I'm wrong, has genetic components that are very similarly matched to people that are already infected with that are fully infected, correct?
Yes.
Perhaps
That's my recollection.
this, again, is skirting the bounds of the Hippocratic Oath, but it is possible that we could harvest additional samples from, I don't know, a fully turned person like the one that we currently have in our brig.
Possible, yes. But if we can replicate, that would be my preference.
Agreed. We stray dangerously close to the ideals of mad science.
I live on that edge.
Mhm.
It is a fine line.
Yes.
One you are happy to walk.
They do call
But
him
not I.
Dr.
I do not
Madman.
walk it.
Oh, Captain, I was thinking,
Yes, Doctor.
what we compare the scans of the recent ship, the 60, are still on it, to see if they match any of the missing personnel from the Federation database. Maybe there's more that aren't there, or maybe there's more species, people we have not met yet, are in that
Would-
pool.
We have our sensor data. Could we pull that up?
Yes.
I'm just rolling
I-
this on dice.
I may not be the person to roll that, but
Lieutenant Dupre, do you want to look over the sensor logs and see if we can find if there's anybody else that we're missing
Yes.
that was on that
absolutely.
ship?
Indeed. And what shall I roll?
So what you're looking for is if any of your missing personnel are aboard.
We're on that ship that left us,
Yeah.
that ran away from us.
Gotcha. Control.
Oh, sorry.
What's up?
So yes, that is it. But there was also another part to it, which was, remember when so in the canister, the fluid with all of the genetic information, and those were missing from the Federation, a whole slew of them. Are any of those people on that ship? Because if not, then those missing people are probably gone. Probably
Or they're
have
still-
been.
They're still on another fold world or elsewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That was just another part of it.
So,
Yes. I mean, this is gonna be.
control engineering?
Yeah. Control engineering with a difficulty. I'm gonna set it at a 2, just because it wasn't like a specific like scan that anybody did. So it would just be like sorting through latent scan data.
We have the advanced sensor suite. Would that reduce the difficulty further? I believe it reduced the difficulty of.
So that would reduce it to 1.
Okay. I'm going to use a -2
Okay.
to turn my 14 into a 12 and succeed.
Yay.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. None of your crew ended up on that ship. Though some of the personnel scanned do match missing Starfleet officers from some of your records.
Okay. That makes me feel better about that.
That's
That
at
means
least
that they are not-
confirmation.
Yeah, that they're still alive. That's very important. I was hoping that was the case. Otherwise, you might be converted fully and then have to die in order to be used.
I don't
Canister,
think.
that's such a terrible thing.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's how that works, but at the very least, I don't think the Fold. A small blessing is that I don't believe that the Fold's interested in murder out and out. It's a different kind of annihilation.
True.
Alright. Is there anything... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Captain.
No, I'm just taking a deep breath.
Yeah. Is there anything anybody wants to accomplish before we finish up tonight?
Should we send a signal to Starfleet saying that we have the Admiral along our buoy corridor?
Yeah, that's
That does
actually
make
a
sense,
very
yeah.
good idea.
Okay, I might try to encode a Starfleet intelligence brief to let them know
At
that
least-
we have the Admiral.
And warn them.
Yeah, warn them of the plans that the Fold have mentioned, that they plan to leave this space and start taking more people.
Okay. So in that case...
Encoded transmission.
So, control... security with your encryption discipline, right? Or talent.
Yeah, crypto something or other.
Yeah, one of those things.
Analysis.
And then the ship can use its communications security.
Okay. 2 successes for me, but
Difficulty. I mean, it's easy to send an encoded message, but how uninterceptable do you want it to be? That's a...
well, I think it would just be difficult for somebody without the proper key to like decrypt it to solve it. Like it would take them a lot longer.
Do you want me to roll for the ship?
Yes.
Yes, please.
And I think this will actually create the difficulty for anybody trying to decrypt it.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, sounds good. Would I be able to buy an additional die for the ship then?
Sure.
I was wondering too. Yeah. You go for it.
Okay, so that's a 3 and a 2 from the ship,
Hell yeah.
Yes. So
which is great.
that gives you 4.
4. Yep.
4.
Okay.
And would I be able to no, that won't work. That's not what I was thinking it would do. Okay, that's it. That's all.
Okay. Then we will have to find out if...
Oh, can I create an advantage because we have a little bit more momentum to spend?
Sure, yeah.
The advantage that I'd like to create is that if it is decrypted, that it sends out a subspace signal to let us know that someone not Starfleet has laid their eyes on it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I'd like that effect to take place.
Nice.
One of
I'd like
those
that to be
little
true.
emergency
Yeah, that-
exit sirens.
Yeah. And that costs 2 momentum or just 1?
2 momentum to create that advantage, yes.
Good
Okay.
idea.
So we're down to 3.
Yes, you are.
don't
And I'm
know,
still at
everybody.
0 threat. Like, my rolls were terrible today. And yours were
It's gonna swing the other direction
fantastic.
at some point.
What's that?
It's gonna swing the other direction at some point. We've all been rolling really well. You have not. It's gonna flip, and then we're.
I just
screwed.
rolled a 20 and a 2. I hope you know that. just to see if it was
Just to see
possible
if
on
it
my
would
dice.
happen. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that technically you're allowed to start each session with 2 threat per player. So next week you could have like 8 if you wanted.
Oh. I'll have to look that up.
I heard it on a podcast. It must be true.
You can start it
yeah,
with
yeah.
2 threat, or you can do it with 1 threat per player.
That seems more
Okay.
reasonable.
Yeah.
2 threat if you think that it's like a deadly situation that they're getting into. You can increase or decrease at your GM's discretion.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll have to consider that for next time, especially as I will want to ramp things up and, create a dramatic and intense ending to what has been an amazing just story, this amazing adventure that you've all had at the Galactic Core.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Can we? I couldn't tell if we left or did not leave the staff meeting yet.
Oh, yeah. Not
We're probably still there.
Yeah, you're probably still there.
Yeah, we're all just like talking about. Yeah. All right. So out of nowhere, Tepre's gonna sit upright and she's going to remember, Captain. I may have. What is the human phrase? Pissed off God.
Well, that's a problem.
While I was working on the device to correct it, I momentarily seemed to fall asleep, and in this brief state of unconsciousness, had a conversation with the entity that claims to be a god that appears to be sending the signal. And I may or may not have goaded him.
Well, then that's definitely not good.
He was deeply illogical.
Gods often are.
Indeed.
Well, we have to come up with some kind of plan.
It appears that the only way out of the galactic core may be through.
Let's get to work.
Most importantly, he seemed to lack a sense of humor. He did not laugh at a single one of my jokes.
Gods often do also lack a sense of humor, in addition to being quite illogical.
Let's get to work indeed. Thank you all for just being awesome characters in this amazing adventure. Thank you to our viewers who stay engaged with us. We really appreciate you and the contributions that you've had in this game, because I think that many of your contributions have led to the crew's success, and I know that they're grateful for it. And while it vexes me as a GM, it also, warms my heart that you're staying engaged and you're enjoying this story that we're presenting to you from Cybernation Uncensored. So yeah, we will be back again next week, Thursday, same time, same channel. Until then, I hope everybody has a great week and a great weekend. And I have been your Game Mistress Winter. Again, you can find me at gmistresswinter on Twitter and Instagram, and over at my channel, Mistress Winter's Court, on Monday nights, where I run a Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign. I am also looking to set up a charity event for Pride Month coming up, so keep a lookout for that. And other things that I do on Cybernation Uncensored. I do a lot of the intro videos that you'll see if you watch any of the other shows. I really love creating these intro videos, and just they're just a lot of fun. Anyway, and I will turn it over to the crew to outro themselves, starting with Twisting.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you for the -2s. That really helped, and this has been such a great adventure. Thank you to Mistress Winter for DMing and for the great team and crew that are on this journey. I am Twisting Curses and only on Discord. Otherwise, there's really no way to reach me. Thank you and have a good night.
No unsolicited phone calls. Well, thank you, Twisting. And Anita.
Hello, everybody. I'm Anita or Panita or Critical Misses. You can find me everywhere online at one of those two places. I'm a ttrpg streamer, graphic designer, producer, and cat mom about the space. You can find me most often on my channel. We've got the season finale of The Growing of the Dim, where our team of eldritch cowboys, our cowfolk, are trying to fight a revenant. It's gonna be a good time. It's very exciting. We use the Abyss system for that. And then on Saturdays, you can find me over on my channel again, Saturday mornings for Morning Ritual. It's a TTRPG talk show. We've talked with a lot of your favorites and a couple new folks you might not know. This week, we are talking to Sarah, or Pixies and Pins, and Damon from formerly Feral Games. And it's going to be a good time. And starting up in the next couple of weeks, on Fridays, I'll be running my own Star Trek adventure game, which is season 3 of The Lost Frontier. So if you want to check out more Star Trek Adventures goodness, check us out there. Saturdays, I'm on Pluto Cleric's channel for a Starfinder game called, apparently I'm in space all the time, Starfinder game called The Weird Frontier. But yes, that's it. That's all. That's me.
The Lost Frontier.
Thanks for being here. Yep.
The final frontier.
Yeah.
The White Beyond the Veil is the easiest for me to remember because it's not that I don't get the two mixed up.
I'm glad I could be a little original.
It's such a unique title. I love it. It's so evocative.
Aw,
Anyways, that's me.
Thank you, Anita and Jesse.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us again for another adventure in space. I'm Just Jessie D. You can find me on the Hive social app at Just Jessie D, over on Tumblr, Just Jessie D with dashes in between. If you like my whole deal, you can find more of me on Wednesdays around 6:30 p.m. Eastern on my channel, twitch.tv/JustJessieD, playing Divinity Original Sin 2 with some skeleton friends. There's a lot of fire involved all the time. It's sometimes accidental. But yeah, if you're not able to join us next week, I wish you a Chad Pesach Sameach for those who are celebrating Passover next week. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And finally, and absolutely not least, Juicy.
Hi, I'm Juicy Garland, Boston area drag queen and super nerd. You can find me on Twitter at Juicy Garland, one word. You can find me on Instagram at juicy.garland. You can find me back on this channel tomorrow night and other Fridays playing Cyberpunk Red in space. And then you can also find me if you are local to Boston, sometimes in Boston at Jacques, and sometimes in Concord, and actually mid-April in Concord, I will be doing brunch lip sync roulette, which should be exciting.
That is exciting. I hope those events go really well.
I welcome the chaos.
Yes.
Absolutely. Again, thank you all for watching, and thank you for being a fan and joining the community of Cybernation Uncensored. We will see you next week. Have a good night.
Cybernation Uncensored.